You have definitely seen the headlines. They're everywhere, screaming that your entire DJI fleet is about to be grounded. There's been a ton of panic, so today we're going to cut right through the noise and figure out what is really going on. I'm sure you've seen images just like this one, right? Dramatic warnings, a real sense of doom. The phone has been ringing off the hook, with officials worried that their entire multi-million-dollar drone program is about to become a pile of junk. And you know what? Given the headlines, it's a totally fair concern. So it all boils down to this one massive question. The one that's probably keeping a lot of you fleet managers up at night. Is all this investment, all this training and time about to just go up in smoke? Are these drones about to become very expensive paperweights? Okay, let me just put your mind at ease right away. The short answer is a big fat no. Your DJI drones are not being grounded. You can still fly them. But, and this is a really big but, that is not the end of the story. The reality is way more complicated, and understanding it is absolutely critical for anyone managing a drone program. And that complication really comes down to one crucial difference that changes everything. See, the new rules aren't about flying your existing fleet. They're all about buying new equipment. So let's break down what that actually means for you. So at the very heart of this whole thing is something called the FCC's covered list. Now, you can basically think of this as a list of tech that the government has flagged for national security reasons. But the most important word on this slide is new. The FCC is blocked from giving authorizations to new gear from any company on this list. And yep, that includes DJI. I love this way of putting it. Think of it like a border closure for new tech coming into the country. It is not an eviction notice for the drones you already have in your hangar. The rule is completely forward-looking. It's all about stopping future models from entering the US market. So let's really make this crystal clear. Look at it side by side. On the left, we've got operations. You're good. The FAA has not revoked your authority to fly the drones you already own. You are clear for takeoff. But over on the right, we've got procurement. And this is where things get tricky. Trying to buy new DJI models or get your hands on future releases is going to be tough because they won't be able to get those new FCC authorizations. So you might be thinking, okay, if I can still fly, what's the big deal? Well, the real danger to your program isn't some federal agent showing up to take your drones. No, it's something a lot less dramatic. But honestly, it could be just as bad. A broken part. Now take a look at a system like this. Modern drone programs, especially drone as first responder programs, are using complex setups like the DJI dock. This isn't just a drone anymore. It's an entire ecosystem of communication hardware all working together. And that's exactly where the real vulnerability is hiding. So what does this actually mean for you day to day? Well, imagine a single tiny transmission part inside that dock fails. And what if that specific part can no longer get authorized to be sold in the US? Your whole system could go offline. So you see, you aren't grounded by law, you're effectively grounded by a lack of spare parts. And this really lays out the two different futures your agency could face. In scenario A, the unprepared agency has a hardware failure, and that's it. The drone just sits in a box, mission offline, waiting for a part that may never come. But in scenario B, the prepared agency, they just swap in a pre-authorized spare part they already have, and they are back in the air immediately. The difference is all about planning. So the big question is, how do you make sure you're in scenario B? It's not about panicking, it's about being proactive. And luckily, there's a pretty straightforward 3-step game plan that any program can start putting into place right now to stay operational. Okay, step 1, build yourself a war chest of spare parts. Go get those critical, already authorized components, controllers, batteries, transmission modules. Get them now while you still can. Step 2, track everything. And I mean everything. Document the FCC ID and the SKU for every single piece of gear. This is going to be your proof if any grandfather clauses pop up later. And third, plan your refresh cycle. Don't wait for a drone to fail. Start looking at what's next 12 to 18 months before you need it. So, what does this all mean for the bigger picture? Well, these rules are already starting to reshape the entire US drone market. It's pushing agencies, it's pushing operators to really think differently about how they build their fleets. What we're really seeing is a shift. On one side, you've got these incredible high-performance DJI platforms that we all know. But on the other, you're seeing the rise of American-made NDAA-compliant alternatives. And the new reality is that smart operators are now having to seriously consider both sides of this coin. And this has actually led to a really smart solution, the hybrid fleet strategy. See, this doesn't have to be an all-or-nothing decision. You can keep using your specialized DJI drones for those really high-performance missions where you need them, while you start integrating these compliant systems for your everyday patrols. It really gives you the best of both worlds, that proven performance and a secure, future-proof supply chain. So, after all of that, what is the one thing you absolutely need to remember? It's simple. Don't panic. But you absolutely 100% need to start preparing. I really love this quote because it just sums it all up perfectly. This so-called ban isn't a giant brick wall designed to shut down your program overnight. It's a speed bump. It's designed to change the flow of traffic over time. And what do you do when you see a speed bump coming? You slow down, you plan, and you navigate it carefully. Ultimately, what this all means is that the days of just buying a drone and flying it for 5 years without a second thought, those days are over. This new landscape, it requires active management, strategic planning, and always looking ahead. So the real question isn't about whether you can fly your drone tomorrow. It's about whether your program is ready for what's coming next. Is it?